Every man needs his own territory, and every woman has something to say about it. So what happens when the testosterone boils over and the women say, go build something? It's Manland. He just wanted a place where everybody knew his name. So she sent him down to the basement. Then every man remembers his first love. And then there's his second love. We're talking cars. Plus, she's a self-described minimalist. Well, you know how they say opposites attract? Look what he's built in the basement. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. You're about to enter Manland. Sabellasville, Maryland, a hub of commerce, culture, and society. Okay, not really, but there are good people here. And it's home to the 50-yard line bar. This is Mike, an air traffic controller, married 19 years to his college sweetheart, even if their first date was less than magical.
We went out to a concert, and she doesn't remember it.
I do.
This is Deb, wife and mother to their 3 teenage kids. Deb first heard Mike on their college radio station. It was love at first hear.
Well, I did think he was handsome, but a little on the cocky side.
Nothing Deb couldn't handle. The couple built the house 3.5 years ago. Mike was already the proud owner of a 15-foot bar and wanted only one thing, a place to put it.
Yeah, we're both pretty flexible people. I said you could have the first and second floor, but I got the basement, and she never had a problem with that, did you?
Not at all.
Manland rule number 756. Don't argue with a man with a 15-foot bar.
And it was a mess. You wouldn't believe the way it looked. I think I have a good imagination, but I could never imagine what he could do with it, and it's a pretty incredible piece.
So let's see how this all lays out. Mike has 1,200 square feet of manified basement, which he has converted into the neighborhood sports bar. Deb has the top 2 floors, where she has put her stamp of approval. She likes things simple and subdued, except for these.
I think the most feminine thing about this room would be the couch. It's a bit girly because of all the flowers.
Okay, that's all the floral I can take. I need some Manland. Mike made his Manland into the ultimate bar hangout where he could relax and be really, really quiet.
If there is not a party of some type, there's a party for one. It's Mike by himself, blasting the music, dancing, singing on the top of his lungs. Everything is shaking on the next floor.
Yeah, I'm always singing in the car or here, so it doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm singing quite a bit, yeah.
Mike's Manland took a little over 6 months to build. He's got the bar, the gaming area, and a couch with a flat-screen TV. And all this was carefully designed by Mike himself. Having grown up in a steel town outside Pittsburgh, Mike wanted to recreate that local tavern feel. Mission accomplished, Mike. Look at that bar. Talk about massive.
The barn itself, I've seen it actually for sale for $20,000 through the internet where a company advertises bars they've reclaimed, but I actually got this for $3,000 at an auction. It was a lot of sweat and a lot of work, but I never stopped.
But it wasn't all Mike. His 85-year-old dad helped renovate the bar.
I looked at it and I thought he was crazy.
Mike is a connoisseur of games. There are pinball games, ping pong, foosball, and even that crane thing that picks up stuffed animals. I wonder if anyone ever actually gets an animal. To decorate, Mike went with the whole stuff everywhere motif. For Mike, the various knickknacks and whatnots create a relaxing, laid-back kind of feel.
The thing that's so different about Manland from upstairs is probably it's a feast for the eyes down here. And upstairs you can rest your eyes. It's calm and peaceful, and down here there's just everything going on and makes me a little antsy.
Adding to Mike's style is his love for cool things from yesteryear, or old stuff.
A lot of things I have are in mint condition or near mint condition. This one's a little banged up, but it was such a cool sign, that really doesn't bother me.
This Prohibition-era sign thanks the President and Congress for letting us drink beer again. As if a 15-foot bar wasn't enough, Mike did something we've never seen before.
What this is actual AstroTurf from Pitt Stadium.
Holy cow! That's a 50-foot yard line hanging on his wall.
I went to the University of Pittsburgh, and they tore down Pitt Stadium in 1999, and when they did so, they had an online sale of various items from the stadium.
Above the AstroTurf are pieces of bleachers from the stadium. Looks like Mike has permanent seats on the 50-yard line.
We actually initially thought of using it as kind of an area rug, but just figured it would degrade a lot faster and thought better of it and put it up on the wall.
Hanging it up on the wall was no easy task. Now, listen up, folks. You have a piece of AstroTurf lying around or a rug dying to go up on the wall? This is how you do it. Roll the top corner over a 2x2, fasten it with about 1,000,000 screws and washers, stick some eye bolts in the back, and proceed with the hanging.
It might as well be 500 pounds. When we got it up there, I shouldn't even say it, but it was a little crooked. My dad wanted to take it down and take every screw out and redo it again, and I just said, we're not doing that.
That's when Mike came up with the idea of hanging the bleacher pieces along the top.
There's only one other guy that has one. I don't know where he has his, but it's a pretty unique item, and again, it's something that everybody talks about when they come down here.
Wait, some other guy has one? Hey, give us a call. This place holds a lot of people, so it's no surprise that the guys like coming here.
I think it's one of a kind. I don't think there's any place in the country like this.
I might have a little corner in my garage, or maybe if I put a shed in the back, I might have a little space in there that I might call my own, but I don't know why I don't have my own.
Well, that's because you're not watching enough Manland, Steve. With a place this cool, it's hard to think there could be anything Deb doesn't like, but then again, this is Manland.
Mike has pictures of everything he's passionate about, that he loves, but there's no picture of me of. There's even Catwoman up there.
Catwoman?
I just personally don't see the harm in having that picture up there. It's not like I'm going to run away with Catwoman or anything. She doesn't live anywhere near here.
In all fairness, Deb's impressed with what Mike did with the place, and she loves that he loves it.
Well, everybody needs their own time, and it's good to have their own place to go to.
Well said, sir. Well said. And hey, Mike, maybe after putting up that Manland picture, think about putting up a picture of Dad. Next.